I need to get this off my chest before I completely lose it. My hands are still shaking, and I've rewritten this more times than I can count. I've been with Nicholas for 5 years, married for 3. We didn't meet on a dating app or through friends. We actually got locked in an art gallery storage room together when the electronic door malfunctioned. Just us, a single protein bar, and 2 hours surrounded by wrapped sculptures. Maintenance took forever, but honestly, it was the best accidental meeting of my life. We talked about everything, from Caravaggio to our weird childhood pets. When we finally got out, he said getting trapped was the best thing that had ever happened to him and asked for my number. Life with Nicholas had been good, or so I thought. 2 years ago, we bought a little house, made solid friendships, started building what looked like a steady, happy life. My birthday was last weekend, and Nicholas? He always made it special. Last year, he surprised me with a weekend in Shenandoah. The year before, he threw an amazing dinner party with all our friends. But 3 weeks ago, he said he had a mandatory work retreat right over my birthday weekend. Said he couldn't skip it. His boss was being difficult. I was bummed, but I tried to be understanding. He promised we'd celebrate when he got back, maybe even take a short trip. I believed him, completely. The night before he left, he gave me a small box, earrings, and apologized again. Said he wished he could stay. I even helped him pack. Business casual, his laptop, and those ridiculous matching t-shirts they always make you wear for team building games. I remember folding them thinking, he's going to miss me. I felt lucky to have someone who cared. I was so wrong. The weekend came and went. I stayed home alone, ordered takeout, binged that new series, FaceTimed my parents. My mom asked what Nicholas had planned for my birthday, and I told her about the work thing. She seemed surprised. Now I know why. On Monday, he came back with souvenirs, fancy chocolates, a small bottle of wine, said it was from the retreat resort, talked about meetings, team games, said he was glad to be home. He looked tired. I had no reason to doubt him. Then Kayla texted me, "We're not that close." So when she asked me to call her privately, I figured it was about something random. I called her. She hesitated, then asked, "Is Nicholas home?" I said no. And then she dropped it. I wasn't going to say anything, but I saw something. And I don't know if it means anything, but I'm pretty sure I recognized your sister. I didn't understand. Recognized her where? She sighed. One of her mutuals posted an Instagram story from a spa, a simple poolside video, but in the background there they were, Nicholas and my sister. Arm around her, she's leaning into him. He's rubbing her back, laughing, comfortable, happy, like a couple, while I was home alone, on my birthday, believing he was at some corporate retreat. I watched that 10-second clip over and over, no doubt. That was the vest I helped him pack. She was wearing the earrings I gave her for Christmas. They looked like they'd been together forever. Like I didn't even exist. That wasn't a mistake. That wasn't a one-time lapse. That was a choice. He didn't try to hide it. He just didn't care if I found out. And I wouldn't have, if someone barely in my circle hadn't randomly caught it on camera. I checked our shared account. Wanted $200 withdrawal 2 days before he left. No mention of a trip. Nothing suspicious on his personal account either. Then I remembered, my grandmother always sends me $800 in birthday cash. I tucked it into my wallet, planning to deposit it later. It was gone. Something in me snapped. I called the spa, pretending I needed a receipt for expense tracking. The woman on the phone was kind. She looked up the reservation, Nicholas's name. Romantic weekend package for 2. Total, $1,150. Paid with $800 in cash and the rest by card. He used my birthday gift, from my grandmother. He used my money, to take my sister on a weekend getaway. While I sat at home waiting for him. He used my birthday money, the same cash my grandmother sends me every year. He took it to pay for a romantic spa weekend with my sister. While I sat at home alone thinking he was on some corporate retreat, he was out living a double life like I didn't even exist. When he got home, I waited. I showed him the video Kayla had sent. The one with him and Tina, arm in arm, laughing like a couple without a care in the world. His face drained of color. Then it turned red. He started fumbling through excuses. Tina had been struggling emotionally. She just needed a friend. He was supporting her. I didn't say a word. I just pulled up the reservation details. The romantic package, the payment, the dates. Then I asked about the birthday money. That's when his whole energy changed. His face hardened. His tone shifted, and he admitted it, admitted everything, that he and Tina had been involved for months. Then he laughed, while I cried and told me I never deserved a gift anyway. Said at least Tina knows how to make a man feel appreciated. I walked away, shut the bedroom door behind me, and heard him on the phone right after, probably warning Tina I knew. That was 3 days ago. I haven't said a single word to him since. He's tried, of course, swinging between acting angry and acting sorry. But this morning he left for work like nothing happened. He said bye and reached for his jacket, and when I didn't respond, he grabbed it a little too hard. I didn't even flinch. I haven't called my parents. I haven't confronted Tina. I haven't told anyone. Except Reddit. It doesn't feel like real life. I keep replaying one thing in my head, not the cheating, not even them together, but the fact that he used my birthday gift to fund their little vacation. Who does that? Last night I was up until 3 a.m. Googling divorce lawyers. I've already taken screenshots of everything. The bank records, the resort confirmation, the video. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. If I should confront my sister, talk to my parents, or just throw his stuff on the lawn and be done with it. I guess I just needed someone to listen. So, if you made it this far, thank you. Update. Hey, it's me again. I wrote that first post in the middle of the night, still crying and shaking. I didn't expect anyone to care. Maybe a few comments saying, that's rough, and I'd delete it in the morning. But the response, the support, advice, and even just strangers telling me I wasn't overreacting, that meant more than I can say. It's been nearly 2 weeks now. I'm still in disbelief most days. The first few days were just silence. Me and Nicholas in the same house, barely acknowledging each other. He kept trying to talk, saying we should sit down and have a conversation. I couldn't. I didn't want more lies. I'd walk away, pretend I had headphones in, anything to avoid his voice. Then Tina texted, just one message. I'm sorry, it just happened. I didn't mean for it to come out like that. Really? Like she tripped and accidentally landed in a months-long relationship with my husband? She knew it was my birthday. She knew I'd be alone. She knew. I didn't reply. I forwarded the message to my mom and said, ask Tina what this is about. I didn't have the strength to explain it all. But I knew my mom would press her. And wow, she did. Within an hour, my phone was blowing up. Missed calls, messages, voicemails from my parents. I let it sit for a while. Then I picked up. My mom was crying before I even said hello. She told me she'd spoken to Tina, that Tina admitted it, said it had been going on for a while and they caught feelings. I told her everything, about the photos, the resort, the stolen money. My mom went quiet. Then she asked if she should come over. I told her no. I needed space. Then my dad called. That one hit harder. He just asked if I was safe, if I needed anything. His voice cracked halfway through and I just broke. I hadn't cried all day, but hearing his voice like that, I lost it. Later, the family group chat exploded. Tina told everyone, tried to spin it like some dramatic love story. We tried to fight it. We didn't want to hurt anyone. My older brother Robert absolutely went off, called her selfish, delusional. Mom sent 6 shocked face emojis. Dad said he was profoundly disappointed. I muted the chat. I couldn't take it anymore. That night, I decided I needed to stop spiraling and start taking control. I called a friend who works at our bank. I told her things were rocky and I wanted help understanding our finances. She walked me through everything. And that's when I realized the spa weekend was just the beginning. Nicholas had been sneaky for months. Groceries were showing up on our statements, but the fridge stayed empty. Business trips didn't match his calendar. Turns out, Nicholas had 3 credit cards I never knew about, all in his name, and he added me as an authorized user on 2 of them. But here's the kicker. He set everything. The billing, notifications, even the option to not issue me a physical card to go straight to his email. I didn't even know that was possible. I never received a statement, never saw a card. I had no clue. Then my friend at the bank helped me pull records. It was all there. High-end restaurants I'd never stepped foot in, weekend Airbnb stays, and a $300 necklace purchased just days before Tina's birthday. I didn't need anyone to connect the dots for me. The next morning, I confronted him. He got defensive immediately, said I was too controlling about money, claimed he needed freedom. I asked about the cards, and he gave me some line about them being for emergencies. Right, so weekend getaways and jewelry now count as emergencies? I snapped. I threw his favorite mug against the wall, his prized Darth Vader one. He yelled, called me crazy, and stormed out. We haven't really spoken since. When he's home, he either sulks or shouts. The next day, I met with a divorce lawyer. She was calm, professional, and walked me through what to do. Start gathering documents. Keep track of what was purchased with shared money. Don't leave the house just yet. It was overwhelming, but at least I had a plan. I also went to urgent care and got tested for STIs. Thankfully, everything came back clear. But explaining why I needed the test? That was humiliating in its own right. Then Nicholas shifted gears. He started love bombing. Flowers. Apologies. We can fix this. Let's try therapy. I still love you. When I didn't respond, he flipped again. Guilt trips. Silent treatment. Sarcasm. All in rotation depending on the hour. And then, the final straw. There was a power outage at work, so I came home early. I walked in quietly and heard Nicholas on the phone in the kitchen. He didn't hear me. I stood there frozen as he said, "Just give her space. I'm handling it. Once this all blows over, we'll figure it out." He was talking to Tina, calmly, casually, like my life was just an inconvenience. I didn't say a word. I grabbed my water bottle and left. He heard me. He hung up. But he didn't follow. That night, I called my cousin Jason. He owns a rental house he's fixing up. I barely got the words out before he said, "It's yours, no pressure. Stay as long as you need. Pay what you can." I cried, not from heartbreak, but from relief. Since then, I've been quietly moving my essentials, documents, clothes, keepsakes, while Nicholas is at work. I opened a new account at a different bank. I'm setting myself up to leave clean. And then, just when I thought he couldn't be more reckless, Nicholas ordered a $2,100 watch from our joint account. Said it was for work, to keep up appearances. Sure, the package was scheduled to arrive when I'd normally be out. But I'd swapped shifts last minute and happened to be home. When the courier rang the bell, I signed for it. And out of curiosity, and yes, a little spite, I opened it. There it was, that absurdly overpriced watch. For a moment, I thought about leaving it on the counter as evidence of his arrogance. But then I thought, why should I? He paid with our joint account. I wasn't going to damage it or do anything illegal, but I wasn't about to let him walk away with it either. So I looked up the return policy. As long as the item was unopened and I had proof of payment from a shared account, they'd allow a return with no questions asked. I drove to the store that same day. The associate scanned the barcode, checked the receipt, and processed the return in minutes. The refund landed back in our joint account an hour later, and I moved my half out the moment it hit. He probably won't even notice, until the next time he tries to show off. Nicholas is away at an actual work conference right now. He has no idea that half the house is empty, that I've got divorce papers drafted, that he's walking into the biggest wake-up call of his life. I don't know what comes next. I'm nervous, I'm angry, but more than anything, I'm ready. Thanks to everyone who listened. I'll post another update once things move forward. I only took what was mine, and a few meaningful things we'd collected together that I couldn't bring myself to leave behind. I left all the furniture, except for one thing, my grandmother's antique reading chair. It's been in our family for generations. On the kitchen table, I placed the divorce papers, right next to my house key and wedding ring. On top of it all, I left a handwritten note. "You were right. I don't know how to keep a man happy. But apparently, neither does my sister." Then I walked out. For good. That first night in my new place didn't feel like freedom. It felt surreal, hollow, like I was watching someone else's life play out. I turned off my phone. I didn't want to hear the explosion when Nicholas found out. I wasn't ready for it. When I finally powered it back on the next morning, there were 27 missed calls from Nicholas, 12 from Tina, 5 from my mom. His voicemail started off confused. "Hey, where are you? Did you go to your parents' place?" Then angry. "What the hell is this? We need to talk now!" And finally desperate. "Please call me back. We can work this out. I messed up." "I'm sorry." Tina's messages? They were all about Nicholas. She said he was suddenly pulling away and she didn't know what to do. She had no clue I'd left or that I'd served him papers. My mom had just been checking if I was okay. Apparently, Nicholas had already called them, pretending he didn't know where I was. I messaged her back simply, "I'm safe. I just need space." I didn't respond to anyone else. Around noon, my lawyer emailed me. Nicholas had already contacted her office. She reminded me not to respond directly to him about anything divorce-related and to forward all messages to her. That boundary? It was the first real bit of peace I'd felt in days. The next few days were a whirlwind of logistics. Setting up utilities, changing my address, updating contacts at work. Nicholas kept switching between blowing up my phone and falling into radio silence. I didn't respond. I documented everything. Then came the first real shock. 5 days after I left, Tina showed up at my workplace. I was walking to my car after my shift when I saw her standing near a lamppost in the parking lot, arms crossed, red eyes like she'd been crying. The moment she saw me, she straightened and started walking fast in my direction. Every part of me said, "Keep walking," but she called my name, loud enough that a couple coworkers turned around. "I didn't know where else to go," she said. She didn't ask for forgiveness. Instead, she launched into this scattered monologue about how Nicholas had ghosted her, how he'd made all these promises and then bailed, how our parents were ignoring her. "I know you hate me," she said, "but you don't get it. He used me too. I thought he actually cared." It wasn't an apology. She wanted to be the victim. She wanted me to tell her it wasn't her fault. I just stood there, looking at her, and felt absolutely nothing. Not anger, not satisfaction, not even pity. Just silence. I told her, "I can't help you," then added, "Call Robert." As I turned to leave, she grabbed my arm. I yanked it away so hard she stumbled. I got in my car and drove off without another word. Later that night, she texted me from a new number. "He's changed. I think he still loves you. We made a mistake." I stared at that message for a long time. Then I screenshotted it and sent it to Nicholas. No caption. An hour later, he called. I didn't answer. Then he texted, "It wasn't like that. She's lying. I never loved her. It was just physical. Please talk to me." So I forwarded that one to Tina. Maybe it was petty, but I wanted them both to see exactly what the other was saying. I wanted them to feel even a fraction of the betrayal I had. A week later, I got served with Nicholas's official response to the divorce filing. He was contesting everything: the property division, the grounds, even accusing me of abandoning the marital home. My lawyer wasn't fazed. She said it's a common first move, a negotiation tactic. What Nicholas didn't realize was that I had documented everything, every suspicious transaction, every message, the photos of him and Tina, audio clips of his own admissions, witness statements. My lawyer was confident. So was I. 2 weeks after I walked away, I finally met with my parents. They looked exhausted. My dad hugged me so tightly when I arrived. My mom kept wiping her eyes. They told me they'd spoken to Tina several times. She was staying with Robert, but things weren't going well. She kept insisting that her relationship with Nicholas was real and that everyone was overreacting. Robert's wife was apparently ready to throw her out altogether. Then my dad did something that caught me off guard. When I sat down with my parents, they said something I didn't expect. They'd already spoken to a family attorney about removing Tina from their will. I told them they didn't have to go that far. She was still their daughter. But my dad was firm. "Actions have consequences," he said. "We raised you both better than this." 3 weeks after I left, my lawyer notified me that Nicholas had pulled nearly $7,000 from our joint savings. I'd already moved most of my share, but still, it felt like one more violation. My lawyer acted fast. She filed motions to freeze the remaining assets and set up temporary financial protections. A court date was scheduled for the following week, but 2 days before it, Nicholas's lawyer reached out. Suddenly, Nicholas wanted to settle. No court, no fight. He said he'd agree to my proposed division of property, but only if I agreed not to cite adultery in the official filing. Just keep the reason vague. My lawyer said it was a solid deal. I'd avoid a drawn-out battle and still get what I was asking for, but something about the timing felt off. Why the sudden change of heart? That night, I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. Tina again, using a friend's phone. "Nicholas's boss found out. He's in trouble. Please don't make it worse." There it was. The real reason. His company had a strict policy on personal conduct, especially for senior staff. If the divorce paperwork officially named adultery, and especially with the details I had, it could impact his entire career. That's why he was suddenly so desperate to settle. I told my lawyer I'd agree to the terms, on one condition: Nicholas covers all legal fees, including mine. His lawyer tried to push back. After some back and forth, we settled on him paying 80%. The papers would be signed the following week. Yesterday was the first day I didn't cry. Not once. I went to work, had lunch with a coworker, came home, made dinner, watched a show, went to bed. All normal things, small things. but they felt like little victories. This morning, I woke up to 15 missed calls from that same unknown number Tina used. I didn't listen to the voicemails. I didn't need more guilt trips or rewrites of the truth. I've heard enough. Later that day, I was in the grocery store when I got an email from Nicholas's company. Not HR, but their legal department. Apparently, Nicholas had told them I was spreading lies at his job, including claims of infidelity. The email was framed as a simple fact check, part of an internal review. They just wanted to know if certain statements were true. I stood there in the cereal aisle, reading it over and over, until an employee walked up and asked if I was okay. When I got home, I forwarded it straight to my lawyer. She called me 10 minutes later. Together, we drafted a concise and professional response. I confirmed that I'd filed for divorce due to documented evidence of infidelity and that I had not made any personal statements to his employer. We attached screenshots and a redacted version of the spa receipt, just enough to quietly make the point. An hour later, we got a standard out-of-office reply. Now I wait. That evening, my brother Robert called to check on me. He said Tina had finally moved out of their house the day before. She's staying with a friend now. He doesn't know who. Apparently, she left their guest room a mess. Stained sheets, makeup smeared all over the bathroom, and a burn in the carpet from a straightener. While we were on the phone, I got a notification. Nicholas had posted on Instagram for the first time in weeks a photo of a whiskey glass and some deep caption about storms and finding yourself in the wreckage. 6 weeks ago, that kind of post would have crushed me. Now, I almost laughed. This is the same man who mocked me while I cried, who stole my birthday money, who told me I didn't deserve kindness. Now he's online posting vague quotes like some sad movie character. It's not profound, it's just pathetic. I'm still staying at Jason's rental, but I've started looking for a place of my own. I've been browsing for secondhand furniture, figuring out my new budget, and even signed up for one of those meal kit services. Something to help me cook instead of just relying on takeout. It's not perfect, it's not easy, but it's mine. And for the first time in a long time, that's enough.